Hello and welcome to a new edition of the District 3 podcast. We are here today with, obviously, the Councilwoman, Shameka Parrish-Wright, and Grandmaster Khalid with the Arabian Nights. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Councilwoman?
Ooh, yeah, that's my big brother, man.
I was going to say, Dre should take it away, because this is family.
That's family. A lot of people don't know about the history of martial arts in Louisville. Nonetheless, black martial arts in Louisville and in the nation, with my big brother being one of the, I don't want to say pioneers, but he's definitely a part of the vanguard right now.
I thought you were his father for all these years.
Because we both look good.
Yes, we both look good. And when he would talk about you, it was as the same esteem as respect as a father. And then it wasn't until later I was like, so he is your brother, and then I figured.
Well, Baba's our father.
Baba, yeah.
He's both our fathers.
Okay.
So, yeah, we come from the same tree, so our fruit's good.
I love it.
Well, coming up, I've always been the bigger brother, even to my older brothers, sisters. But I was always the highest rank. So
I get that.
While everybody was playing, I was getting the art.
Giving king nature, because you are.
Yeah. So we passed it on.
That's what makes us so close, because he always saying, but Sabata, you just like me.
Yeah, I see myself.
Like, I don't know how. I'm like a third of you, but.
So we don't address Dre as Sabata or
Sabata.
So that's what threw you off, because we're like, oh, Dre. Dre is the man of all trades, and we can't take him nowhere.
Yeah.
But the most grounded, peaceful, resolute is when I see him doing the martial arts. And one of the things we went back and forth over, because we've worked on campaigns and boards together. I was like, Dre, I know that the martial arts is up here. Are you going to be able to handle this? And I wanted him to have flexibility in this position, because I don't want him to lose that to gain this.
Right.
And the uniqueness of how we are able to work together gives us all the ability. Of course, I'm working 20 jobs, but to have a full-time support, and then have Dre have the flexibility to be in community, which he's going to be anyway.
Right.
And also come in, and he knows this because he was in council before any of us, working with other council people. But I didn't want him to lose that. And I've said this to Ben, you got to keep your art, your things that you're passionate about.
Right.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have other things that bring me joy and pleasure, that ground me, because there's no way to be so wrapped up and not have that. And if you don't have that outlet, it can cause problems internally, emotionally, and it makes it hard to show up and be your best self. Because when we're talking to these constituents, and we do every day, they don't care that we're having a bad day, and they don't care that our lights are off or our car got wrecked. They're just like, I need this from you. So we become, and because we are so responsive, we become 411, 911, 311. Before I got here today, there was 25 different calls and texts for me to help with something, even like a police issue at 18th and Dixie.
And I woke up with 53 text messages.
Bail project. I left them 2 years ago. People were still like, Shameka, and I know if I get that, you being so ingrained in that community, my sons got their hair cut across the street. I have babies in that area. I know that you're called on even more, just as much as Dre is as well. Now we done spilled it over to Ben, because he working with us. He just comes with it. So I just know you, and when I say the keen behavior, I've always gotten that from you. Nothing but respect. And when I came to your building, I said, all these people trying to run up here and show they got a connection to you need to be helping make sure that you get everything you need in this building.
That never happened.
Well, we'll get into all of that. But I just wanted to pause and say, I see you.
That's that kingship that everybody should be planting within our children. That's that queenship that everybody needs to be planted. Like one of my parents came in one day, and she says, well, his dad passed away. He's the man of the house. I said, he can't be the man of the house. He's the boy of the house, the young prince in the house. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't have that man obligation yet, but you have to teach that to him. So with that being said, everybody can't be versatile until they know that they can be. Mm-hmm. This society takes us and holds us and put us within a grasp, and say, okay, this is what you're going to be like. You know, we can go back to when, you know, Malcolm, when he was little, and said, you know, I want to be an attorney. He said, no, why don't you be a carpenter like Jesus? You know, but they never taught nobody what the Christ was. You know, how to be that. You know, what would Jesus do? Well, what is that? And I say this all the time. How does that look in our community? You know, so when we say what a father is, what a mother is, what a child is, what does that look like in our community? There's no description. There's no identity. There's nothing to even look for or hope for, because our kids are trying to be parents.
That's right.
Or adults. And our adults are trying to be kids again. You know, and then it just, the whole family unit has been compromised. And right now, everybody's just trying to live.
And so when young men, not just young men, young women, because you got so many people involved. And as a mother, I was a mom at 15. I always looked for other adults to be in all my kids are different, all 6 of them. I look for other adults to be in their life that they can talk to when they can't talk to me, because sometimes I'm difficult.
Exactly.
And so I know everybody that I know that knows you, respects you, sees you as that wise figure. And it's a lot to carry that crown all the time.
Yes,
so like, can
Yes.
Grandmaster be in Kroger's buying a 40 ounce? No.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that won't send well.
Right.
And somebody's gonna hear about that,
Send
right?
Ben to go get it.
Exactly. So I want more men like you. Just before I came in, I was talking to my husband about some communication things with our young adult daughters. He has 2 daughters. I have 2 bonus daughters through him that we don't get to talk to. And we were talking about this pattern where he feels like they should just come to him and talk to him about whatever their concerns is. They find it easier to ask me things and talk to me. And we've been married 17 years, I felt like I needed to be, like, I'm a middle child, but I was always like the oldest of everything. And I'm the matriarch of my little young family now. So I always feel like I got to fix, and I'm solutions based. So I'm
That's
like,
it.
what do we need to do? So that means more people. But I want to teach you to fish. I don't want to be responsible for all your. So I just was saying to him on a voice message on the way in, you have to take some responsibility in the communication to them, because they see you as this person. And for my husband, because he grew up in a military family where the father automatically got this treatment and respect, he thinks that it's just all should line up, right? I'm going to work, I come home every night, I'm taking care of, and everything else should fall in place. But these emotional and mental health parts of our relationships, they need more nurturing.
It's
so the follow up, replying to saying, "Yeah, you did a good job." Like, and it's like, I don't want to tell you how to be a man, because I can't do that. I don't know that. I love my black man, and I know that's a hard thing. I don't never claim that, even as a single mom. But I do want to tell you.
I respect that too.
Yeah, so it's not just like, oh, Shameka's just going to do everything and give them everything. It's the fact that I'm going to do this. I'm going to listen. Even if I don't do what they want me to do, I'm going to hear them out. And for him, because he comes with that militant mindset, it's like, I told you what to do. You know what this is. I shouldn't have to repeat myself. And that has caused so many communication issues, because that one thing of, I shouldn't have to repeat myself. And I said, James, I'm sure your parents had to repeat themselves with you. I get it. But even though they're like, our oldest will be 32 this month. They still see him
nothing.
as father. Exactly.
So
I think, so anyway, it was over a thermostat in the settings, and it just got turned around. He said, well, why they didn't come to me? And so we had to go all the way back to these communication issues on why they don't feel comfortable. You got to own
It's always
some
over
of
the
that.
thermostat.
Keep
your hands off my thermostat.
On my remote.
I don't even know if that's just militant, right? Before I let you speak to that, because I think that's a traditional masculine way of thinking. Because I had a stepfather who thought like that too at one point when my mom remarried. And all shouts out to Adam. I mean, you're a good man, but like my mom was smarter than you. Right, like
Most
she knew how to handle bills. She knew how to balance checkbooks. She was good with money. She could make things happen. But he thought because I'm the man, I'm supposed to be coming in and making the decisions. And my thought, even as
and
a
everything
teenager,
runs through him. But he
even
don't
as
want
a
everything.
teenager, not even want it, you can't handle that. You know what I mean? Like if my wife was, you're better with the checkbook than I am, then okay. You make sure that happens. You know what I mean? I'll make sure that you're provided the resources to make sure all the bills is paid, but you go ahead and make sure that, or if you're better with this and I'm better with that, or if you're better, then I'm going to get better than you because I got to be the man and the head. And it's like, all right, you teach me what you know, then I'm going to go learn some more stuff and then I'm going to bring it all back to the family. But just because you're the man doesn't mean that you have all the answers.
Right.
And
That's
you know what
right.
I mean?
That's
And I think
right.
that's a very traditional masculine way, and like Bruh said, it's different now. You have to adapt.
And what you see now is, back in the day, the family would get together and eat dinner at the table. Dinner, supper was made at this time. But now you go to the room, I'm going to my chair, use over Kevin's house, and I'm not hungry today. No. When is the last time we sat down as a family or a unit and talked about who we are, what our direction is as a family? And when is the last time that we've ever had a conversation with the children and say, hey, look, first off, I'm not a dictator. I'm not a control freak.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm your friend. People say, and people say, you don't want to be your
Don't
kid's
be
friend.
friends with your kids.
That's not right.
Because then they won't come to you and tell you.
Well, the
You have
choice
to be
of
both.
first,
Yes.
the choice of friends that they got
You
out
have to be
there, I
both.
don't like those options. So I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna be both. Now, I'm not gonna smoke a blunt with you.
Right.
I'm not gonna drink a beer with you. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna hang out and call each other's MFs and everything else. But until you get older, once you get older,
I'm gonna talk.
come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Talk to-
Let's
you
go
know.
get a drink.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. You bring the drink, I got the ice.
That's right.
You know, but you have to
Understand your role.
break those barriers and not be what everybody else thinks you should be, but be what your family, your family
That's
needs
right.
us to be. We have to communicate because when we first met, you used to love me to rub your feet.
Yeah.
And that's why I always rub your feet. But you
Right.
said, man, I don't like people rub my feet no more. Well, when was you going to tell me that?
That's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You like your hands rubbed now? Okay, fine. I rub your hand.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Rub
if
the
you
whole
don't
body
tell,
if you like
if you
it.
don't know, if you don't tell me, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Then-
Communication.
Right. So until
That's powerful.
And I tell my children, look, until you show me that you can take the wheel, because y'all done gave it to Jesus too many times. Stolen car, bad tags on the car. We can't give everything to Jesus. He done been locked up 10 times. He can't even drive now because of us.
Yes.
I ain't giving you to nobody.
Yeah.
I ain't turning you over to nobody.
Right.
You mind.
I don't
That's my
like what the
mindset.
city has done. Well, I'm not even going to say the city. I'm going to say legislation has done and took our control
Bad policies
out
kill.
of our families.
I was going to
Because
ask you that. Yeah.
Once the child says, they can't put me out?
Can't whoop me.
You can't whoop me? You can't raise your voice? Yeah, all right. That's why the Scared Straight program didn't do it. I got a Scared Straight program. Let me loose.
Yeah. Come to our program.
That's
Yeah,
what they
our
always
yeah.
says.
How does that translate?
Send them here.
Like what we just talked about, family, and because I know you have a big event coming up, a Day of Peace.
Yeah, peace.
And,
It's
and
the
you do a
Grandmaster
lot
Romeo
of,
Day of Peace, yeah.
and you do a lot of work in the community involving violence intervention and gang intervention.
Yeah.
How does that, what we just talked about,
Oh, it's
family, play
connected.
into your work?
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a church. I don't have a school. I don't have a boys club. I have a dojo. I have an academy. I have a place where we search and identify the needs of our target market, our people. And we meet those needs with a quality and a service that cannot and will not be compromised. We search and identify your soul. I want to know who you are and what you are and what you would like to be. I'm going to give you that confidence, that inner peace, that respect, that self-discipline, that control of mind and body. I'm going to give that to you because I believe the style that we teach is called Crossing Rule. And it's a mixture of traditional and non-traditional styles and systems and thoughts and actions in play. Okay? So if the teaching coincides with the learning capacity of the person, then teaching and learning will and can be accomplished on both ends. So if I don't know you, I don't have a connection with you, I don't feel you, I don't understand you, then how can I teach you anything?
That's right.
See, we have to be family. It's not a me and a you and a us and a them. It's us together, not us over here and y'all over there. I'm a Republican, and people didn't know that for many years. Mm-hmm. But blacks were Republicans first.
Yeah.
I don't like what...
And we tend to be very conservative, even in our thoughts. Yeah, we're still very conservative.
And we are. But nobody ever taught us how to go back to what we were after coming out and using us for what they needed us for. Mm-hmm. You see? Nobody has taught us that there's a family at home while they needing us out here in these streets to do whatever it is that we have adopted to do out here. Mm-hmm. See, we have to go to church. We have to go to school to get it. We should get that at home. And people say it starts at home. No, it stopped at home because legislation stopped it at home. Mm. I need help.
Key, it stopped at home.
Yeah, I need help with my kids. But the help I need is for you to stay out of my house.
Yeah.
Because once again, like we said earlier, you can't say nothing to me. I could smoke my weed. I could do what I want to do. And the police will come and say, you go to your room and you stay over there and y'all don't talk to each other. In my house?
Yeah.
No. Give us that control back. And let me say this. They just did something about truancy. They're going to lock the parents up now because the kids don't go to school. You don't think the parents send the kids out to school every day? But what happens when the kids, and a lot of them are in the state's custody, when they don't go to school, because they can't make them go to school, who do they lock up then? Mm-hmm. Who's held accountable for that? Mm-hmm. You got kids sleeping in the L&M building.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Who's accountable for that? We told you that they don't have the conditioning. They don't have the training to be out there.
What's the, I think the last time I looked at the statistic, it was like 45%, close to 45% of kids in JCPS was almost homeless or
housing insecurity.
Or housing insecurity. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. How many of them, what is the percentage of the kids that has no accountability? What's that percentage? See, they forget what they go to school for. And we forget what we send them for. Mm. When COVID hit, we had one common enemy. COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And we still running around talking about black, white, rich, poor, pink, brown. Everybody was dying.
Yeah.
Our communities are dying because the family unit has died.
Mm. It's powerful.
Until we go back and grab that root.
Mm-hmm.
And rebuild that, then we have nothing else.
From the root to the fruit.
And this is the kind of conversations that I think those who are making these bad or policy decisions need to know. And that's why I appreciated Dre wanting our topic to be about violence. I will tell you, though, when he first said it, I was like, I just get tired of them coming to us as black people. Mm-hmm. And they ask me more about violence than they ask any of my other colleagues that don't look like me.
Right.
And they expect our black men and me. I mean, literally, you get blocked on everything. I was telling the team, I was telling Dre and Ben, the only thing we can solve is violence. The only thing that they'll let us do if we don't fight for it is solve violence. But then I watched how they use black men in schools to be the disciplinarians.
That's right.
I watch how they're always in those positions. I thought about 17 schools, 4 colleges, 4 states, and only had 3 black male teachers. And I didn't get one of them until I got to college at U of L, which was Dr. Ricky Jones. So
he was my first black
all
male
those teachers, right. And my band teacher was a black man. Mm-hmm. My gym teacher was a black man. And my professor in college. And so what does that say? You know, I want to see black men in all kinds of positions, which is why anytime I can make a decision, I work really hard to make sure that their leadership is represented. I don't want to say, Dre, can you be my security? Dre, people naturally see Dre as, because he's a natural protector.
Right.
And what I saw during the Justice for Breonna Taylor movement, when we were at that park, these were young black men, middle-aged, older black, seasoned black men out there putting their bodies on the line as they're expected to. And their skin is already seen as a weapon. So me talking to the over 100 lawyers and talking to the people organizing the lawyers and saying, can you watch out? Can you save a spot for at least 12 of these black men? Because I know that when this is all said and done, they're going to keep them in court. They're going to keep terrorizing them. They're going to try to remove all their weapons and all of that stuff. And since you brought up COVID, I wanted to see what you thought about this whole reintroduction of a mask mandate that started out of the civil rights movement in '83 when the Ku Klux Klan was disguised in masks. So that's how it originally started.
Right.
And now our mayor and the new police chief, Humphreys, they're saying, hey, and I know that they want to do something about violence. Let's be clear. What I get mad at is that it's always put on us. They come in our churches, they come to our community groups, they come to your settings, and they want to only talk about violence with us when we know that white people have a systemic history of being the most violent people, not just in the streets
on the planet,
but in decision making, in the boardrooms, when they're making decisions to cut funding, when they don't support you financially. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or not. You want to come here, you want to meet with the people I have a genuine connection with. Support the things that I'm doing. It's not hard.
Right.
Fix this building up. Put more lighting.
It's corporate violence,
exactly.
right?
That's corporate violence that continues to happen that they don't want to talk to.
Right.
But they're saying, fix it, Jesus.
Yeah.
Fix it, Grandmaster. Fix it, Shameka. And that's all you can fix. Right. Let us make all the decisions, and you just fix violence. Fix it, Dre. But as Dre travels with us, even in our campaign, he is the most harassed out of our team, meaning they want to check him to make sure he doesn't have a weapon.
Without a doubt.
They look at him. They keep security eyes on him. But at the end of the day, Dre is doing the most active on the ground in the community work that is anti-violence than any of them. That is conflict resolution. That is going to stop people from hurting themselves. I've done it. I know aunties that do it. I've stopped people from leaving and going to shoot somebody, going to kill themselves. You do it. We all do it. You don't recognize how much this man is actually anti-violence and doing the work that
but they only see him as on one. Right. And you know, the thing is, we can't change how others look at us. You know, I remember back in the 70s, it was hard for martial artists to be martial artists, black martial artists to move around. Yeah. We would go to tournaments and we'd be even
the red rule.
Oh my God!
I can only hit you if y'all don't know the red rule. The red rule back in traditional martial arts 70s, 80s was because sparring, the contact is supposed to be controlled, right? So I can hit you without hurting you, and if I made you turn red, then I hit you too hard and I can get disqualified.
Are you
serious? Listen.
But who turns red?
Wait.
My skin don't turn red, but yours does.
Well, in the Karate Kid,
that's late 87 and 90s. That rule. Yeah.
Really? I thought that was in the.
No. Wow. They let us fight back then, but they wouldn't respect our ranks until it came from up top who we were. You know. Oh yeah. It was rough.
They still do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Well, I don't mean not as blatantly, because when if I put out a video of the same stuff that my white counterpart put out as a martial artist, he's gonna get 50,000 views.
Yes.
And I'm gonna get 200, if that. You know what I mean? Just because of what I look like. It's not even about you know, the actual knowledge. Yes. You know, people still do that to us.
But I tell you this, martial arts is like Walmart.
Wow.
People go shop. They don't care who's in there. They're going to do what they do. Martial arts is a connection now because of the integration. You know, you have people meet from, we go places, you know, all over. I mean, we get our kids up out of here. We travel. We compete.
Love that. You all just went camping. Were you a part of that?
Yeah, they just the camp. I didn't get to do the camp.
Yeah,
we were doing something else, camping. But my kids have been to all of the theme parks, Aquamarine,
all around the world. You got Olympian. You got Olympic athletes.
All around the world we compete because
Romeo just came back from what? Ireland. Little Romeo. He won in Ireland or Where did he win?
He was in Spain.
Mexico?
Wow.
Spain, okay.
But we did Mexico too, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Olympic level athlete.
we got kids that are 8, 9, and 10 that has been to every ocean, lake, and sea in all 4 parts of the world, from the west end of Louisville. And when we traveled, and this is up to about 2 years ago, because my brother got sick, and the finances just got bad for us. But if we wasn't gone all 4 weekends of the month, we was gone at least 2. We took them out, and everywhere we went, we experienced things, and they got to see other cultures and different places, and knowing how great they were against the world, because there were always international competitions that we qualified for, or they had tournaments and competition that were invitationals, and we was always invited.
Wow.
You didn't want to have nothing without the Arabian Nights, But the thing is, I wanted something different for those kids and those young adults that we dealt with than what was normal. Yeah. Okay? But
they have more opportunity to make it in martial arts, even versus professional sports.
Because
there's more rankings, there's more
there's
opportunities and ways to travel.
The strength and the confidence to go do other things.
Yes,
and
because it's also like the mindfulness. Everyone's like, we add mindfulness to our training,
right.
And the conflict resolution skills and
problem solving
being
skills,
centered, problem solving,
communication,
all of that.
Yes.
Yeah. See, when you do your art, a lot of times you might be a team, but it's individual. You're about you.
Right.
You represent the team, but this is your format, and to be able to get up and get in front of 2,500 people, to walk into a place where you got 250 competitors, you may have 60 competitors that you have to fight through.
Right.
And we don't care.
Because it's all inclusive.
Yeah, put your toe on that tape. Let's go. It's about, who want this. And we go in and we come out. You're talking about 15 to 16 different countries there.
That's beautiful.
And we come out on top, Wow. And it's hard work. It's no favoritism. It's hard work, and it's no arrogance. And we're humbled that, look at what I did. And to see that happen with them. See, because the physical attributes or the physical challenges that one may have and or achieve is no different than math, science, and social studies. You just have to make the teaching where they would appreciate. Mm-hmm. Now,
relatable.
Do a lot of your students become instructors themselves?
All of them.
Okay.
A lot of the students he has is what's helping the anti-violence work in the community.
That's what I was thinking.
Right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There are boots on the ground because they come from this. They come from discipline. They come from de-escalation. They come from confidence, right? They know that they have to serve the community better. And so then when he goes out and he's in a news conference or a new press conference and he's saying, look, I need this, I need help. These are the people who's coming out. Like, tell them about Pivot to Peace, what you were saying to us earlier.
We did Baba Sukali. He put together a team for, and it was for Pivot to Peace Russell.
Okay.
The city broke that, just like you are with the council. Mm-hmm. You used to dealing with the city.
That's right.
But then it said, no. You just got to deal with this district. This is your district. Don't go over there. So they put together different groups for different areas. And we were Pivot to Peace Russell.
Okay.
Baba put together a team of individuals that we already had our own thing that we were doing, serving the communities, feeding the community, closed closets. This is the stuff that we did from the dojo.
And you'll do anyway.
We did it anyway, but now we could get paid for it.
Yes.
So they put that together, and we worked. Y'all saw us on the crime scenes. Mm-hmm. You saw us back and forth to the hospital, helping people. Then we helped with, and see, they didn't give us, because it was Cure Violence at first. Mm-hmm. And it was a communication breakdown. Cure Violence left, so it became part of Ocean. Mm. So under Ocean, we still worked it as individual groups. We reported back and we networked together. But there was problem with our sponsor parent corporations, that the ones that came in through their 501c3s, and they disbanded everybody.
Wow.
Okay. So they
So Office of Safety and Healthy Neighborhoods did it, or?
Yeah, because the funds didn't come back in. So they disbanded.
They don't commit long enough.
Well, you can't tell people to do what to do with their money. You know, and that was the biggest thing. Hold that thought. People used to come to our dojo and want to help, but they wanted our kids in the services on Wednesday. They wanted them in the choir. They wanted them to come to church on Sunday. I have kids that are Protestants. I didn't come up with these names.
Right.
This is a Baptist church that wants to help us. But these kids are Protestant. How can I send a Protestant or a Muslim or atheist to listen, man, Christ didn't say you had to be a certain.
Sure didn't.
Christ never taught in the church.
But I'm saying, when he went to teach them.
Exactly.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Took it to the people.
He was out there with the whores and the
out
cutthroats
there.
and
Yes.
the killers and
Sat with the
yeah,
prostitutes.
Come
Yeah.
on, isn't that where we are? We
That's
meet
where we
people.
wanna be.
We
Meet
meet
them
people
where they
where
at.
they
That's right.
are.
Yep.
We met the gang members. We met those who are on drugs.
That's
we,
right.
we administered Narcan.
Right.
We went to places where people don't go.
Right.
They refused to go, and we were accepted because we was real. That's what Pivot to Peace did.
Yeah.
And they disbanded us, and now they hired some people for less money,
Generics.
and they're trying to, well,
Sure.
I can't,
Let me
I
not
can't,
say
I can't, no, I can't take away from what they think, but if you hire somebody that's struggling with a drug addiction to go talk to drug addicts at a drug house, look, man, this thing got so bad out there, man. They made a requirement for us to wear bulletproof vests.
I heard it got dangerous.
It's dangerous. It's
You
real.
have to have people paired.
Yeah.
But you also have people who have never had to wear that bulletproof vest,
Yeah.
and they've never
And you know what?
never had to step out from behind the desk
And
trying
that-
to make
right,
decisions for
right.
you all who's on the
And-
ground
And listen
who
to
knows
them.
what's
And
going.
but
I
they've
should be listening
never
to you,
been
not
there.
you listen
right,
to me.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
like-
And the thing is, it once again, it doesn't make nobody greater or lesser because I know something that you don't.
That's right.
Right.
Or I can do something that you do.
Right, it's about
It
bringing
doesn't
all
dim
the,
your light.
yeah, it's
You
about
bring
bringing all the resources to
everybody
the table.
together and then
Yeah.
delegate properly to make things happen.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because all of it, it's not one pill. It's not one magic pill that could fix this.
When did this get disbanded? Was this under Rashad? I thought he was doing a good job in leading Ocean. Was this recent?
This was recent.
Oh, no, yeah. This
So
was
under the new
this summer.
leadership.
Yeah, this was this summer.
But this is switched over. The whole program is switched over to Ocean now. I mean, to Goodwill. You know, so I don't know how that worked.
Oh,
That's up top
interesting.
stuff. They're working.
In
but
other cities, Goodwill has that kind of role, but we had Ocean, we had Dr. Eddie Woods. We already
Dr.
had
no
the
more Red
makeup
Dots.
of
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we
he's
needed,
tough. Right,
and you
right.
cannot cookie cutter that. Now, in some because I knew someone that was with the Goodwill in Buffalo, and they mainly was workforce development, but as a part of that, they brought in some folks to do some anti-violence work, but you got to leave the work, as Dre is saying, to the people who are on the ground doing the work. It doesn't take away, but you got to make sure you're having people that are approachable, that aren't scared to talk to our folks, and are coming with a genuine message. Because if you're not, the connections won't last.
If you don't,
and that's
have
what
a-
I like
right,
about
if
Rasad
you-
Abdul.
right.
He was really about bringing that in, but our city has to do a better job of investment over long term.
Right.
Pilot programs are okay, but you got to invest in them more than a year or two.
Right.
You have to see
Right.
that through.
Right.
And it really, most of our organizations putting on my director's hat, we all have a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Right.
So if
At
your
least.
investment
Right.
ain't at least 5 years,
Yeah. Right.
are you really committed to seeing the real changes? Because it is incremental. It takes time. We were just talking about the violence, crime rate, and the way that people talk about data can be confusing. My data, I can use the same violence points and say, well, overall, violence has went down.
Right.
And then Drake can say, well, every day, every night, I see a shooting here, a shooting there.
Right,
so
right,
what's more
right,
relevant to
right.
the people every day? And so I just want to lift that up. And we want to see in our office, one of our goals is to have better policies, follow the money, reduce some of the red tape, and get that funding to the ground, to the people who are actually doing that work. So whether you got 40 kids a year, 25 people a year, we need to be funding that. And you're not meant to be Urban League. You're not meant to be a bigger entity. You're meant to keep doing that work intentionally in those groups, because those Olympians, those instructors, those leaders that are coming out of there, that is the gift that keeps giving over years later.
Exactly. Yeah. And we prepare them for you, like they prepare pre-K for first grade.
It's prep. It's an academy.
And that's what, and it advances. And if you can't be consistent about the teaching, it's not going to work anyway. Everything is learned through inculcation. Red is red, blue is blue, and orange is orange because they said it is.
Yeah.
But we've accepted that thought, that mindset. But I'm not lost, I'm not weak, and I'm not dependent upon somebody else's acceptance of me for me to be me.
That's right.
Right.
You see? So that stereotypical systematic teaching, I'm not going to fall into place for that, because I should not be good because you say that I can be.
Right.
Right.
That goodness is in me. That
inherent.
purpose is in me. Yeah. That's something that we have. We just have to nurture that.
And they think that our young people don't have it.
And
I would tell you, Grandmaster, I will put, and I say this to Ben and them all the time, I will put my life in the hands of some of these middle schoolers and high schoolers before I do some of these folks I'm forced to work with.
Right.
Because I see the heart, I see the humanity. Yes, we have to explain things, bring it to a word. We have to do some things, and it has to be work. But I see the natural instinct to survive, to take care of humanity, to take care of themselves, to take care of this climate. I see it in them more than I see it in these other folks with hidden agendas.
Right.
And I am at my best, most relaxed, like I was talking about with Dre, when I'm around young people. The energy, I feel safe, I feel comfortable, I feel like I'm going to be my real, raw self, and I feel well received. And I love being around young people. Probably why I got so many kids, but I love to be around young people, and it gives me that energy. And you have some people who choose not to be because they've forgotten, or they didn't. My goal is to be what I didn't have as a young person, so that I can be a resource later. And what you're doing, you're creating more resources that are like having a mindset of conflict resolution, of de-escalation, of teaching, of coming into government, of bringing those missing voices to all these decision-making tables. Right. Like you said, we're preparing them for you. I don't want to lose this thought of, so Dre had mentioned in the 70s, and you had said that's when you saw where folks weren't really recognized or they treated you different. I'm wondering, is that related to the civil rights and the communists and the Black Panther? And then I want, when he said the red thing, red dot or red rule? Red rule. Is that still a thing now, even with like as we learn about body stuff and all of that?
Sometimes. Well, it's a contact thing,
okay.
But I don't turn red.
Yeah, right. That's what I was, right.
Bro, if I was to punch you in the face.
Look, Ben got nervous real quick.
Hold it now. Yeah.
This podcast took a turn real quick.
But look, Ben turned red anyway. That's the thought.
Yeah, even I turn a little red.
Right, yeah. So I'm saying, but you can't see my red.
Yeah.
Right.
But, y'all, we cannot forget and we cannot lose the fact that lack of confidence in themselves is what we're not seeing. Yeah. It's what we're seeing in our young adults.
And it perpetuates
that's what we wasn't seeing before. They don't know what they're going to do, so they're going to do anything. One of my parents said one day on the interview that he asked her, what would you like to see with your son? She said, I want my son to make it till he's 15 years old, at least 15.
Ouch.
And I was about to go over and say, hold on, y'all cut, but I let it alone, and I listened to her. She said, before I got him in here, I didn't have faith that he was going to make it. Damn. And I was like, wow. So Grandmaster Romeo and I sat down and we talked, and I said, bro, I don't like that. He said, yeah, but that's the reality of what we're dealing with. He said, don't put rose glasses on and try and make it into anything else where it can be acceptable to our consciousness. We need to see it for what it is.
That's true.
We need to look at our children and say, okay. She can't walk. We're not going to make anything different. We're not going to sugarcoat or water this world down for her. She can't talk. Okay, Everybody's learning sign language. Mm-hmm. We have to be willing to get up
and adjust to
make this thing work for the better of all of us.
That's the greater good.
Instead of trying to condition those who we serve to fit our laziness.
That's right. How does that play into your day of peace? Talk to that.
Well, our day of peace, we're getting together because the martialists, not just martial artists, but the martialists, those are boxing, wrestling, track, anybody that gets
Is that
up,
MMA too? Is that a part of that? Because people love it. I hear my young people, my kids talk about MMA.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's
anyway.
a whole lot.
Sounds good anyway.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So I got a list of things that's what I'm pulling up.
Okay,
yeah, go ahead. Pull that list up.
Yeah. Grab it. Yeah, grab that right there. Yeah. Let's straighten that out. But everybody, I'm pulling everybody together. Republicans, Democrats, independents, everybody from every church. Sir Friendly C has been doing, we've been doing, and we support them, these prayer vigils. It's time for action now.
Right.
We prayed about it. It's time for some implementation. Because prayer without faith and faith without action.
I was just thinking that.
Faith without works.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Don't work.
It's futile wandering in mazes of error. We're just running around, running into trying to figure out. No, we know where we're going. We know where we need to be. And look, we don't care who loves it, who accepts it, or who's pleased, and we're not trying to please anybody.
Right.
But the Creator. And as long as we continue to prove ourselves worthy for this life, look, y'all, every morning we get up, that's that breath of life that the Creator gave us.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We start our day off with 1,440 minutes. 1,440 minutes in a day. Mm-hmm. And people say, oh, man, you just ruined my day. In 5 minutes?
Right.
5 minutes killed out 1,440. You ain't that strong. No situation is that powerful.
Come to the academy.
There is no bad day. You might have a bad moment.
It's about how you face it. Right.
Tell them
and then let's move on.
Exactly.
Every blink of an eye, every heartbeat, and every breath you take is another opportunity for you to rise up and be who you are.
That's right.
See, because we see greatness in you. Our Father tells us when you see your brothers and sisters, even when you leave them, you say,
hug them and say what?
Yes.
I see greatness in you.
I see greatness in you. I'm going to start adopting that.
Yes.
You come to class.
Yeah. Come to class.
Come to class.
See you at work.
So speaking of coming to class,
Go ahead.
because Dad and I work so much, we have these 9 kids, 8, 9, okay. But the younger
got 100
two,
kids.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
The younger two are 15.
We know
because
we got hundreds.
Yeah,
of kids.
all the babies are mine.
That's
All
what
the
Jay
babies,
said.
all of my babies. Yeah.
And so I've been wanting to find things for them because we work. Dad works second shift. I work a lot.
Right.
And so I've asked Dre, and I've signed up for other karate because that's the first thing you think about. I do want them to know self-defense, but I do want them to know mindfulness. Yeah. And you hit me when you talked about how our children are seen and treated in this woman and talking about 15 years old. Mm-hmm. I watch When They See Us, and there's out of the Central Park 5, there's one of them, King Corey. Mm-hmm. Literally, when I watched that Grandmaster, I was in tears because I saw my son Jaden in Corey's character and how he was portrayed.
Right.
Because of I can see my son leaving school, wanting to be cool with the homies, and they said, come over here with us, and then this thing happens, and he just gets wrapped up like Corey did. Literally, Corey went with a friend and literally got just caught up into everything. Yep. And even had a chance to leave the police station, but stayed because he was staying with his friend. And so I literally called my daughters, and my husband, and we had one of our Sunday dinners, and I was just like, we got to do something. We all have to be a village for these young people. And and I had to tell my daughters, it's not about, because they say this a lot, especially, I don't know if it's just black women or women, but they say we raise our daughters and we love our sons.
Right.
Yeah.
And then me having the 4 daughters first, which I thank God for, I wanted to make sure they knew that I wasn't just looking at like, oh, we all got to give them special care because, they're young black boys, they're going to deal with it. But they got it. They were like, Mom, we see it in our schoolmates. We start off with all these people in class, and by the end of the year, they're caught up in all kinds of stuff. Because they would come over my house, and I love it because they would eat all the extra food because I cook so much when I lived at Hemlock and Southern. But I noticed by the end of the year, like they was eating my bean soup. I was loving it, right?
Yeah.
And by the end of the year, it's less of them. And I'm saying, Shameka, Shamari, Damiana, like, what happened? Well, he was on the bus. He was with some young girl. She happened to be a young white girl. Her parents were lawyers. Anyway, something happened. He got expelled. She got, and then every story they told me was like how they were taken out of their community.
Right.
Some of them was forced to leave.
And now our
their
girls,
home.
our
girls are seeing that.
Victim,
and then they think they won. I had to tell my oldest daughter, like, I'm sorry all these things happen, and I'm sorry that they don't have the village you have in your life, but you can't fix it all by being the Bonnie of what you think he needs, because then you're drained and you're using all your resources. You can't save them all, but you can connect them to people like Dre, people like Grandmaster who are doing this work. So I signed up. And I signed up for different programs and ended up sending my boys to some things that Dre was doing. Yeah. But in the process, I signed up for this thing. His name is Ben from Olympic Karate Studio.
Oh, that's my brother.
And every other day, he sends texts about like warrior stuff, back to school specials, and all that stuff.
Ben's like that.
And what I thought was interesting at the end.
Shout out to Ben.
I'm good. I'm glad he's on a good list.
Yeah, Ben and Brian Roof down there. Yeah.
So I will never block Ben because he just gave you credibility. Okay. So then he said, since he been here, what does your family's morning routine look like? And did you know most families spend most mornings on social media? The average child spends 7 hours a day on screens versus recommended 2 to 3 hours a day. At Olympic Karate Studio, we have created an awesome self-accountability system for families to cut out screen time and promote a strong work ethic. The things that I connected Dre to my boys for is what he's talking about. And I think more families need to know that you can't provide everything that your child needs. And the village means putting them in things and connecting them to things that can help bring those other pieces. So that's how I see what you do, and that's why I want to promote what you do.
And remember this, y'all. It doesn't take a village to raise a child. It takes a qualified village.
Ooh, good point.
Okay?
Good point.
Everybody's not healthy enough.
That's true.
To be hands-on with them, to even be mental, because you can only teach what you know.
Well
and
said.
if you have nothing or you have only damaged things, then that's all you're going to give.
Right.
Okay? You don't know how to do anything else. It's not that you're doing it purposely, but that's all you got.
And who do we run it through for those kind of checks? So if I'm new to 28th and Garland and I'm in that area, I got some teenage kids, like who do we check in with that we know to say, okay, this is a good qualified person, a qualified entity for a village? Because that's the thing. We don't have that anymore.
We don't. But you just got to be cautious about what you do. Don't jump in so fast.
Check with other people.
And then you could check with other people and find out why somebody's saying what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because I don't like him. Why? He sold me a chicken sandwich one time and it didn't take. Yeah, but what? How's he as a person? Oh, he's cool, but I don't like his food. Okay, I don't like most people's food. You know what I'm saying? But okay,
leave it to Ben. He gonna say the same thing. I don't like nobody's food.
He ain't eating it.
So it's a balance to. Now I want to say this. When they stopped Pivot to Peace, they stopped us from moving and working. What happens to those people that we were serving? We created our own resources. They didn't. Cure Violence didn't give us resources. We created our own resources to send our people to help out. When Goodwill Campus came, I was excited because I'm saying we got a place to send.
Brick and mortar,
to send these people to. Now they've hired some of the people that we've sent. For drug addiction. I'm happy for them, but are they healthy enough to go out and do what it is that we've done?
Yeah.
I don't want to stop nobody from working. And y'all, let me say this. As of this morning, I retired from community service.
You did?
Oh, I'm out. Listen, y'all. I lost my grandson. A few months ago, I buried my brother. A few weeks ago, I buried my son. at the death of them, that same day or the next day, I was still serving food.
Community, yep.
I'm still, we got our clothes closet going.
Even while it was going on. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I was there with you.
And
yeah.
we still worked. And I'm saying, because that's what we did, and that is what's supposed to be done. Because I'm not feeling good. I shouldn't have to put that on you all. Yeah. You don't have to have it. Because energy doesn't die, it reciprocates. Yeah. It changes and it evolves. Okay? So it transforms and it transcends. Energy doesn't die. And if I could never get good energy from you, I should be able to get it from somebody else.
That's right.
Especially those who call themselves our team, our family. Yeah. And I don't believe, and I know for a fact, that the higher-ups didn't see us as family. Mm. They saw us as temporary. Mm-hmm. Now,
expendable.
Oh, yes. So I need to reset. Yeah. And my comfort place is my dojo. My place that I have control and I can really not see, because everybody comes to the community with smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Well, most people come to the community with smoke and mirrors. They promise you everything and they give you nothing. Mm-hmm. And listen, y'all, let me say this. People call me Nazis. They call me, oh, yeah, because they find out I'm a Republican. They call me a Nazi. I said, do I look like a Nazi? Do I act like a Nazi? Do I do Nazi things?
Just ignorance.
It is, lack of knowledge. Mm-hmm. I deal with people that are different from what we've been conditioned to deal with. I've been down here with the Democrats and the independents forever, and they ain't done nothing for us.
Like you said, the Pharisees, the priests, all called Jesus something or another because he was out in the streets while y'all was just trying to sit in the sanctuary.
In the sanctuary, yeah. So these Republicans, they brought me in and they let me know what was going on. And we had some knockdown, drag down conversations.
Yeah.
So I want to share a conversation with you. I'm saying, man, well, y'all talking about y'all want to do something. Why come you never done nothing? Mm. But we had already agreed not to argue, not to fight. You know, they're going to say some things, right. You know, that
I'm going to say something.
They're going to be some blunt, and please don't smack me in the mouth. I'm saying, okay, well, why would I do that? They said, well, you know, the conversation, we want to have this, and we did.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I just want to know why come y'all never came down here, y'all. You know, he says, why would we?
Ouch.
So I hollered, man, what the F that mean? He said, calm down. We're just having a conversation. I said, okay. Why would you say that? He said, good question. He says, well, y'all said y'all had it. I said, who said what? He said, the Democrats said that they had it. Why would we come down there and make them look good on something that they're not fixing and we fix it?
And they take credit.
I said, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I said, so what's the difference now? He said, because we're tired of looking at the fall of the West End. He said, we can help, but we don't know how to come down and get in there. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay. He says, now, you came to us. I said, yeah, man, I don't like what y'all doing with our party, man. I don't like his shit. He says, okay, so what are we going to do? I said, let's fix it. Because I saw a change that was coming. Mm-hmm. And the new president of the Jefferson County Republican Party, he's real. Mm. And then, too much later, we have the first woman, the first black to be the vice chair. of the Jefferson County Republican Party.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Charlie Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Charlie.
y'all know Charlie. Yeah. So I'm saying Don Fitz, Chartrell Hall, Charlie Bell, and others, there's a different face.
Yeah. Would you say there's 3 different types of Republicans like it is different types of Democrats?
I think it's 5.
Okay.
I think it's 5.
And I think that's what we deal with here. We have multiple like when we talk and I'm talking to people, one time while running for mayor and while running for council, people called me and said, "Why the hell are you a Democrat?" And I was like, whoa. It was not the response I expected to get.
Right.
But I tell them that I'm this kind of Democrat. This is what I have done as a lifelong Democrat. But I do think you're right. I like that as somebody in your party, you can go to your party and say, I don't like what's happening here. What's going on?
Right.
We need to bring some changes. We can't do that with our party. We're treated as out like, you know, the Ann Bradens and the Angela Davis, all of them were seen as communists and all of these things, part of the Democratic Party. But that's how I'm treated, and in the same kind of way now. And here's the thing. I'm not about branding Democratic Party because party ain't did nothing for me. I feel like Muhammad Ali. Viet Cong ain't did nothing. I feel the same.
Yeah.
And they fought against me in many, many ways and continue to do that.
Yeah.
But because I am a part of this party, I'm going to do what I'm called to do. But I like to hear that you say, and the people you name are people we've encountered every race that we've run.
So
that tell us
the same work.
that
doing
tell
the
us
work.
that they're out there and they're doing it.
Yes.
And I respect that. Who shows up is what I respect. People say that. I can have my issues with the way Reverend Cosby has done some things and his approach and some of the things, but he's a man with a mission, and he's zeroed in on building Simmons College. Right. He's zeroed in on development, whatever it is, and he's zeroed in on reparations. Right. I can get with a man with a plan, no matter what his party affiliation is.
Let's see what it is, right? And it's for the people. Now, you have a lot. Listen, y'all, you have a lot of people that want to come and get active and come down.
Yes.
But they're not healthy enough mentally.
That's right.
Look, they're not ready to
sense.
sacrifice themselves. Look, they're going to kill me down there.
Yeah.
Look, I'll support you. I'll do, but do I have to, and the president, no matter how tough he is, you don't see him with M16 on the front line.
Right.
Okay, so everybody's not healthy enough.
He would never be there.
Everybody's not. That's not everybody's role.
Right.
That's why they have other people to go and put and do and see and feel. We go meet you where you are and find out what your resources are, what resources are needed to help you do what it is that you need to do to survive.
Yeah.
So I know you gotta get to class because you got a class you gotta teach for about 5 minutes. I love this conversation.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I gotta go get my seeker too. So
okay.
I just wanted you to give us the details on the pivot to on the Day of Peace that you have coming up and how we can support that.
It's on the 19th
of October.
This month.
What
Saturday?
This
not this Saturday.
We have a rescheduled soccer.
That's our rescheduled soccer tournament. But what time is yours? Yours is
it's going to be from 3 to 7.
Oh, okay.
It's after the tournament.
We could do that.
So if you're coming to the soccer tournament this weekend or next weekend, then right after the soccer tournament, we're going to be at
3133 West Broadway. You know where the Marchman Plaza is? Okay,
exactly.
Right there.
Okay.
The Token Club is there.
Oh, yeah.
The West End Token Club. That's
exactly
where we're going to be at.
Okay.
And we're going to have some tents set up outside.
Okay.
And you got a lot of out-of-town people coming in, right?
Man, we got a lot of people. Martial artists from all over the country is coming in.
Yeah.
Top rank.
And look,
whose district is that? Is that Donna Purvis?
At a Marchman Plaza?
The end of, that's Broadway.
34th,
34th
and Broadway. I don't know who that
or
is.
is it
34th
Tammy?
and Broadway. That's Donna.
Whoever it is, I want to make sure that council person is supporting.
present too. I believe that's Donna's.
Okay.
I'd like for them to come out. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
And we're
do you have a flyer you can send that we can share with it?
Yep, I shoot it to you. But we have infodicies, grandmasters, masters, martial arts, just white, black, pink, brown, orange. Everybody's coming.
I love it.
And a lot of us has been silent for so long because not knowing what to do or how to. So we want to we're extending.
Yeah.
We're extending out and pulling everybody in that we can come in. We're going to
That's
pray.
beautiful.
We're going to talk. We're going to fellowship.
How can somebody just
got food.
support what you do beyond this event? Is it Peace Fest? What is it?
It's a Day of Peace.
Day of Peace.
Grandmaster Romeo, Day of Peace.
And then how can we support you if we want to help do something, support your building, support the work you're doing with the young people? How can we donate or help do that?
Well, we have a 501c3, but we do have Cash App. We got Venmo.
He also takes donations of food.
Yeah, we
clothes,
take donations, food,
toys,
clothes. Yeah, because
all of that. Because we got the
that-
holidays
yeah,
coming
that's
up.
another
How
thing.
can we
those
people drop
drives.
it off, and what are the handles?
Just give us a call.
Okay.
Give me a call. Do you have a link below?
Give them
Thing?
your number.
Yeah, I'll put
Okay.
your number
Okay,
on
yeah,
the screen.
yeah.
Okay.
He'll do a link below, and we can do the Venmo and the Cash App. But my number is 330-303-8170. I don't retrieve voicemail, so if you left them voicemails between you and the voicemail people.
Understood.
Never have, never will.
Right.
I can't do. You have 300 messages. No, I'm asleep by the second one. No, seriously, man. I mean, text me. Text.
Oh, good. I like that.
Yeah, text. And look, I could be sleeping, wake up, and just
Yep.
oh.
I
Okay.
love to hear that this seasoned, amazing, wise Grandmaster said, text me.
Yeah, text me. yeah. You can inbox me. Shoot me an email.
Yes.
Look, I do it all, but I will not do voicemail.
What's
I
your
don't
email
retrieve
so
it.
folks can have
My
that?
email is M as in Mary, the word section, SECTION 18 at yahoo.com.
All right.
M section.
You got a
18 at
Yahoo still.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
ma'am.
showing his age.
Yes,
Still
ma'am.
got
M
a Yahoo.
section
Yeah.
18 at yahoo.com.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the quick fire answer. Do you think that these knee-jerk responses to violence, the anti-masking, the crushing the cars, do you think that those things stop violence? What is the most best thing that people can do to stop violence, if you could give that to someone?
Take a second thought. Take a second guess. Take a breath. Because a lot of things is not as serious as we think it is, but a lot...
It's not as black and white as we think it is.
Feelings, emotions, and desires acting without the benefit of our intelligence, we lose. We have to take the time out to take a break before we're trying to think about it in the back of a police car or after you done killed somebody.
Right.
Everything does not require force.
Right.
Everything does not require physical engagement. Mental judo, verbal aikido. Okay? We can work this out. And a lot of times, you know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My fault. It's my fault. I didn't see you. My fault. I shouldn't have did that. It's okay to say I'm sorry before we can just flip out and just go, it got to be my way. See, our children, and remember this, y'all, our children that has never been taught no will never accept no as an adult.
That's right.
It got to be my way, or I'm just going to flip out. Okay, ho. Yeah, real quick. Young lady said to me, she says, I need help. I said, well, what's going on? She said, I'm just so violent. I said, what is violent? She said, no, I just, I flip out. Hold it. What does that look like? She said, what do you mean? I said, show me. Show me violence. She says, I can't. I said, right. So how can you be something that you don't even understand?
So she's triggered by things.
You're confused, but you choose to deal with it violently.
Ooh,
See, that choice is ours.
it is.
Our children. I was telling a mother the other day that lost her son. She said, I'm a bad mother. I said, no, that choice was his.
Right.
You gave him everything. Or did you give him everything? See, if I don't know, like you said earlier, find somebody that can help give them what they need.
Right.
Yeah.
Takes
To
a village.
prepare them. It takes a
qualified
Qualified
village.
village.
See? We could take them to somebody, but just because you took them over there means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And so no crashing out in decision making either.
No.
I would employ that anybody that's elected or in a decision making, especially a policy position, contact people like Grandmaster Khalid and other people who are on the ground, who stop violence, who see violence, who are able to help explain to people what's de-escalation, what's conflict resolution. Because when these decisions are made up top, it even perpetuates violence at our level on the ground.
Because it still misses everything.
Right.
Here's the thing, okay? If I pick up a whole handful of rocks and throw it at you, I can walk away knowing I hit you. I hit my mark. But what did David do?
One rock.
That's right.
One rock.
That's my favorite
Perfectly
story.
And that brother stepped up. He stepped up. He said, "No, I got it. Yo, we could do this.
That's right.
Because we got it." And you know what you have? People up top, legislation, people. You got access to us on the bottom.
That's right.
That's right.
Use it.
Right.
Use me.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't abuse me.
That's right.
Don't take advantage of
And
me.
pay me when you can pay me.
And look, man, y'all got the money. So look. Let's make it work.
Don't pay the people sitting behind the desk. Pay the people sitting on the ground with the boots on the ground doing the actual work.
That's right.
It's like,
If we
superintendents get
utilize-
paid a lot, but how much are teachers getting paid?
Right.
Man, come on. And those are the ones that have access to our children.
They're the
That's
ones
right.
every day, day in and day
Who are
out.
automatically seen as a qualified village, and some of them aren't.
But
That's
the
right.
thing is, we don't hold our kids accountable on how they act when they get in front of this person.
Yeah.
Man, we could go on
and on.
day,
I love
all
this.
day.
There's going to be a part two.
We're going to have to bring
We're gonna have
Grandmaster
to
back
bring you
for
back,
part two.
and we're going
Man,
to do
thank you
this.
for having me,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you so much, man. The Arabian Federation Martial Arts Academy. You can Google us. You can get us on Facebook. The Arabian Nights. We ain't going nowhere.
I love it.
Right.
You know, and
you ain't retiring. You might
He
step
has
back.
let go
gonna
part
step
of his
back.
community service.
I'm through.
But he's
I'm
still
through
gonna
not being accepted.
Okay.
You know,
It's
and
evolving.
appreciate it. And
It's evolving.
you know, man. Oh, bro, man.
It's
Listen,
an evolution.
I'm going back to what I know, where I know that I can promise where they'll be at next week.
Yeah.
You know, and the resources.
You're right, because
that
our people get tired of being let down,
Yeah,
and
man,
if we
come
don't
on,
have
man.
consistency, we can't build stability. We can't build the trust that's needed, and
that's
you
it.
have that. And what people have done is come in and pick on that as they need to, if they run in to get elected or they need something. But what they have to do is show up with resources and put their money where their mouth is and their actions. You can't just pay it off. You got to come up and be a part of that.
right.
And the peace in say it again.
Day of Peace.
Day of Peace.
Yes.
But you said a name with that.
Grandmaster Romeo's
Grandmaster Romeo's Day of Peace is a
right.
great example for folks to show up and be a part of what you're building.
That's right.
And
That's right.
Grandmaster
everybody's
Romeo
accepted.
is his twin
It's
brother.
my twin
that
brother
recently
that we
passed.
just
Oh,
passed.
that's
Just passed.
right.
Yeah. So it's a very much an
my
honor
heart.
of
This is
him.
a special day.
Yes,
A very
it is.
great
Should
man.
we?
Very,
We have
very
to check
great
with
man.
the councilwoman, but we would want to do a proclamation.
Oh no, he lived in our district.
Oh, you did?
Grandmaster Romeo's
Okay,
house.
so that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
And he put your sign in his
Oh,
yard.
I
Yeah, here's the
love
big sign
that.
in the yard. Yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
God. You got a picture of that?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could do a proclamation for him if you would accept
Okay.
that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
and then we
ma'am.
will
Yes, ma'am.
also
He earned that. Yeah.
email the councilwoman in that district just to give her a heads up and say
Okay.
we would like to work on do this
Okay.
for you all.
So I appreciate everybody.
Any way
for
we can
joining
show
in.
up.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes,
And
ma'am.
we will
Yeah.
we have our own funds that we can help pay for stuff. So if you need
Okay.
help with drinks, food, whatever, let Dre know.
That sounds good.
And we'll
Yes,
get it
ma'am.
done.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The Day of Peace coming up
Day of Peace.
October 19th.
October
Thank you,
19th.
Grandmaster
Man,
Romeo.
thank
I
y'all
mean,
for-
Khalid for
Honor.
coming in. And thank you, Grandmaster
yes, sir.
Romeo,
I
for
know.
watching over us,
Watching
keeping
over
this
us.
Day of
Yes,
Peace
yes,
here.
yes. Man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Thank
and
you.
We're going to be back.
I'm not bitter. You know, y'all. These are the facts.
Yes.
You know, let's make it
Let us work together
We gonna
and
make it
let's
work.
change
Yes,
these
yes, we
facts.
And I would also add when you said mental judo,
Verbal Aikido.
Oh, I love
Oh, yeah.
that. Yes.
I would put emotional Tai Chi.
Ooh.
Let go of everything.
Yes, that's a quote. That's a quote.
Give me
Let
some.
it
Give me
go.
some.
Yes.
Yeah.
So until
yeah.
next time, this is the Powerhouse Podcast.
Yes.
Ben,
Yes, sir.
take us out.
All right. I don't know which one it is. Oh, I can't hear him. Woo! Bye.
Ben's going to get that 40 out. No.